Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie and it is Monday, which means I am back for another WIP and Chat. If you are new, first off, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here and hope you're doing well. And if you enjoy today's video, where we're just going to hang out and chat for the next hour or so while I diamond paint. If you enjoy today's video and would like to stick around, I would love to have you here. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies, as well as how-tos and tutorials, and then weekly WIP and chats like this one. So yeah, if you do enjoy today's video, consider subscribing. If you are back, I'm also delighted that you're here and hope that you've been doing well since the last time we got to talk. So feel free to settle in. If you didn't know, WIP stands for Work in Progress. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting like I usually am. This is Rainbow Universe from Diamond Art Club, and the artist is Kaomi Harai. And this has so many special drills that have made it really, really fun to work on. We're going to be opening up the middle column. I'm doing this one in like columns this way. And so we're gonna have a bit of the rainbow, this hoof over here. You'll get to see some of the special drills on this one. We'll see how fast it goes. It's like tons of color blocking, which will be really fun. And then I'll have this one linked below. I think it is out of stock, but you can add it to your wish list and sign up for back in stock email notifications if you want. It'll be linked below, and depending on when you're watching, you know, that'll help decide for you. And then accessories wise, I have this pen from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop, and I am gonna swap out this multi-placer. I don't know, for a while I had these really cheap metal multi-placers that I had ordered in bulk from AliExpress that I just popped in a bunch of my pens. And then Diamond Art Club came out with their thin multi-placers, which when you look at them side by side, you can really, if my camera would not be lazy, you can really see the difference there. Kind of. My camera is just simply not cooperating. This is wider, and this has nice thin walls, so I can place more accurately with the Diamond Art Club one. So I have not used this in probably years, like that putty. Who even knows what's going on with that putty? So we're gonna yoink that out, put the other placer in, and get some fresh putty in there. This tray is a large tray from Unimade, and it's like a rainbow gradient filament. It's one of those that if you get it, you don't know exactly what sort of color spread you're gonna get. So this one came with like the yellow and the green in the lid and pink and blue in the tray. Fun glittery filament going on too. And then I'm gonna be using this wax. I know that this is not a unicorn, this is a Pegasus, but still kind of similar spirit. Unicorn Pop-Tarts wax in my single placer, and then Randa's Crafty Corner putty in my multi-placer. So let me get clean tips and everything going on with my pen. We'll load it up and then we can dive in. If you go to use a metal multi-placer and it's loose in your pen, you can use washi tape to add a little bit of extra to the like base here, and that will help it fit the pen better without having to do too much, like, you know, hot glue or anything like that. So you might hear husband noises. He's sitting across the kitchen table from me. You guys are used to that. WIP and chats are pretty chill, very casual. And
what are husband noises?
Just your computer notification, your coughing and little just noises. It's very cute.
Little noises, okay.
It's charming. It's evidence that you're here and you exist and I haven't made you up.
Yeah.
It's Father's Day. I can't be too hard on you. Happy Father's Day, by the way, to any of you that are celebrating or have a loved one that you were celebrating with today. We celebrated with Adam and my father-in-law, and we'll get to see my dad in a few weeks when we're visiting my parents at their new place in Arizona. I also, whenever there are holidays or kind of occasions like this, I do always want to acknowledge those who might be kind of complicated emotions for any number of different reasons, and I just want you to know that I am thinking of you and I see you today too, and I'm sending you a lot of love. Yeah, so that's what husband noises are, Adam, in short. He's been watching a new TV show called Letterkenny, and my Canadian friends, I
New to me.
know, new to you, new to him, show called Letterkenny, and he can't help himself. He does like to chuckle quite often, and I can't blame him. He's shown me some bits and pieces of it. It is pretty funny.
I will try not to ruin your video with my laughing.
That's such a depressing way to put that. Gee, I'll try not to let my joy ruin your video.
Enjoying life get in the way of your content. No.
I just sometimes when you say something out loud, you're like, that maybe
As soon
didn't
as I said it,
sound the way that I intended
I didn't
it
mean
to. Anyway, I know I have some Canadian folks in here, and so you're probably like, really just now with the Letterkenny. It's really funny though. I was telling him that I'm pretty sure that the guy that produced and or wrote it is the guy that like produced and wrote the adaptation of Heated Rivalry, which I don't think Adam ever watched.
No, I haven't gotten to that one yet.
I actually think I think that you might like it. It's a good show.
I'm gonna give it a try.
You know, obviously I've seen it. I talked about that on my channel before. It was a good show, you guys. I've not read the books, but someday maybe. Right now I'm right in the thick of making my way through Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere books, and those like there's millions of words involved there, so it's taking me a while. I'm having the time of my life. They're so good, but yeah, I just haven't had the time to start a different series. I tend to get kind of laser focused. If I start a series, I'm like, well, let's keep going on it. I wanna keep on with the series as far as it's available. But I'm also convinced that Adam would like Brandon Sanderson's books, but he doesn't do a whole lot of reading at the moment. So maybe someday, but they're kind of a big commitment. Okay, this is normally we save like reading, watching, listening to the end of the video. But you know what? Full disclosure, I had to try starting this video like 6 different times because I kept, I don't know, getting sidetracked or distracted, or there would be shenanigans with our pets, including the dog that we're currently dog sitting, or stuff kept happening. I was like, this is a cursed start to the WIP and Chat. So it's about right that we're that we're just hopping all over the place right from the get-go. But anyway, my pen's loaded. We're diamond painting, and this is the part where I get to say hi. How are you doing, friends? I hope that you are having a wonderful start to your week and that you have been loving whatever diamond paintings or other crafty things you're working on. It is currently Sunday evening. I am planning on having this up tomorrow, which is Monday, as usual. So I'm winding down from the weekend, just kind of getting ready to start the week. Oh, I wonder if you guys can hear. This is a fun little throwback. I hear our resident werewolf howling a bit. We don't always hear him as much anymore, but I absolutely hear him right now. It's our neighbor's golden doodle or a labradoodle. I don't know. Doodle. It's a doodle of some kind. And they used to have him outside all the time, and so you would always hear him in my videos because he would just howl and howl and howl. But now he howls inside their house instead. Anyway, I am looking forward to this upcoming week with summer school starting for my youngest. I think that the routine will be really, really good for him. And we were talking with our oldest earlier about some routine and structure we want to try to give to his summer days too. Nothing too crazy or strenuous, just a little specific things to do to get active, get out of the house a bit. And I think this week will be good because we kind of took last week to just languish in it being summer break, and I think it'll be good for all of us to have I don't know, a little bit more on the plan for the upcoming week. But I've gotten a decent amount of diamond painting done. I'm currently in the midst of working on multiple WIPs, and this is relatively new for me. So in case you haven't heard or been along for the ride so far, a couple of months ago, I decided to jump into a diamond painting challenge called the 26 for 26 challenge. I'll have all that info linked below. for the fabulous hostess Nicole over at Shire Shenanigans. And the way that I interpreted and took on this challenge was to work on multiple WIPs when normally I'm a 1 to 2 WIP person. And it's been a really interesting process. I'll just throw my pen and my glue. Seeing what it's like to have multiple WIPs going and what works for me has been really interesting, and it's been a learning experience. I'm on my second round of multiple WIPs and have been for a couple weeks now, and as I've been doing these various passes through on these kits, I've decided to mix things up a little bit. So when I say pass through, say I have 7 WIPs, I basically do a row on one kit before I move on to the next and then to the next. So then when I finish a pass through on those 7 WIPs, then one row has been completed on each of them. And then I start a second pass through on them and go, okay, the second row is completed on each of them. You get the idea. Well, I realized that I just was, after the second pass through, feeling kind of meh, feeling a little bit like, like something about the color palettes and themes just was feeling kind of boring to me. So this go around, this third pass through, I've been really careful about, I'm such a butterfingers tonight, changing up the order that I'm working on kits in. For some reason, the first couple goes around, I was, whatever. You get the idea. I was worried about trying to stagger my Diamond Art Club kits. And this time around, I've instead been focused on having more variety in the order as far as color palettes and themes go. And drill shape a little bit too, because I only have 2 square drill kits in the mix. And that, I think, has helped a lot. I've broken up the really neutral color palettes, or the color palettes that I find more boring, with some of these more colorful ones. And I think it's helped a lot. So... and it's nice to have multiple WIPs that if I'm just not feeling one, then I can really choose to mix it up when I go to my next project. And for example, right before this one, I was working on my custom of an old master's piece called Lamia by John William Waterhouse. That is just shades of brown with a tiny bit of green sprinkled in the mix, which doesn't help because green is not a color I enjoy diamond painting either. And coming from that kit and going into this rainbow color palette with tons of color blocking, my heart is so happy right now. This is amazing. I'm so happy right now. This is what I needed. So I'm still enjoying having multiple WIPs going and feel like mixing things up as far as the order I'm doing things in has helped me find and keep some momentum. And I'm so interested to see how many I actually have completed for the end of the month. I think it's going to be one of those things where I will finish several of these all at once. And then I think it's going to be right around either the very end of the month or the very beginning of next month. We'll see. I'm about halfway done on a lot of these now with this third pass through. So yeah, it just depends on how the next week and a half goes. And I did get a finish, though, just a couple of days ago. The kit that I was working on with you guys in last week's WIP and Chat that I have somewhat affectionately nicknamed the Travesty. And that is this Tangled, this licensed, by the way, Disney Thomas Kincaid piece from the movie Tangled that was licensed by Rose Art. And it just is an atrocious rendering. It's a partial. Thank goodness they didn't try to render these characters' faces or like poor Maximus or something like that. But even just the colors they chose for the flowers, I look at it and go, where did they even get these color choices from? I don't understand it. I fully do not understand it. It's just the wildest thing. And I will absolutely have a post review where you guys can see the whole thing and all of its, I won't say in all of its glory. I can't even say that ironically. Just all of its whatever it is. You'll get to see it and sort of pass judgment as well. It's really something. And it's been fun, thankfully, to work on. but I'm also like I'm good that it's done. I'm glad it wasn't like a giant piece that I had to work on and power through. It was just the right size to tackle something like that. So stay tuned for that. I have a little bit of a backlog of some different unboxings to do, so I'm not sure when that post review will go up. Honestly, I feel a little bit bad. I keep having these more time sensitive unboxing videos to go up that like there's a specific date or general time frame that the video needs to be posted, and then post review, since those don't technically have a super strict schedule, those are just the easiest things to get bumped. But I'm eager to get those back in the mix because I find post reviews to be such helpful videos. I don't want to just be a pure unboxing channel. So I'm aware of it in case you've been seeing that and wondering, like, and thinking, okay, where are the finished kits, Katie? I promise I'm aware of it, and I'm always trying to find a better balance of things and all that good stuff. But yes, so that kit is done, and the rest of my WIPs, how am I feeling about them? This one has been one of the happiest to work on because of the color palette and the color blocking and all of the special drills, which, like I said, we'll get to some of them here soon. This one's been a lot of fun to work on. The Craftably kit's been a lot of fun to work on. The Dragon kit, the Marigona Suli, has been fun to work on. I'm enjoying most things about most of them, with the exception of that Fox kit. That'll be done on the next pass through, and I'll be glad to be done with that one. But yeah, I mean, I did almost kit up Summer Solstice by Chrysabug today, since today I believe is the summer solstice. Which, speaking of, fellow parents of young children, are you rejoicing alongside me that we finally hit the longest day of the year, and we will slowly be making our way back towards some sanity when it comes to bedtime? Because my gosh, blackout curtains will only do so much with trying to put your kiddo to bed when the sun is still fully out and shining. And yeah, like, a kiddo that absolutely is the age and has the sort of sleep needs that he's like, that's still a time he needs to go to bed. He really would have a tough time if he stayed up until the sun was actually down. But yeah, I'm glad that this is the longest day of the year, and now we're heading back towards gradually shorter and shorter days. Even if it takes a while, at least we're heading in the right direction for it. But I will say, at least, I'm so thankful my kids are old enough that it's not as difficult as it was when they were babies, that's for sure. My kids were always kids that thrived on having a really consistent sleep sort of schedule and routine, and so when they were even less flexible, and then when they were babies, they just didn't understand, like, that made long days and the whole sun is out at bedtime even harder. So if you're in the trenches, I'm sending you so much encouragement. Hang in there. Hang in there. It's going to get easier. And I hope that you're able to get through these days. But yes, I almost pulled out and kitted up Summer Solstice by Chrysabug. And I thought, oh, I could kit that up. But here's the thing, is I already have one or two other larger kits in mind that I think I want to kit up. They're just waiting on me to film the unboxing video for them. And Summer Solstice is huge. It's like 70 by 105 centimeters. I know that there's a decent amount of color blocking in that kit, but I don't know that there's enough color blocking for me to be able to, like, mentally justify taking on a project that's quite that big. I think that it's just sort of the novelty of it and me feeling like I have the itch to kit up something new that made me want to grab that one. I think that if I really did start it, that I would feel burned out sooner than later. So that's why I decided not to. But you know what I would really love to happen is for Diamond Art Club to release Soul, S-O-L, by Chrysabug. I refuse to believe that it did not make it through voting. There's no way it didn't make it through voting. I am manifesting that. Soul is this sister piece to Mani, God of the Moon. And she's just pure joy. I love just her facial expression and the artwork itself. It's just so fun. And I know that I'm going to want to do that one whenever, again, I'm manifesting that eventually it's got to come out, right? I was hoping it might be out in time for like this summer solstice. That would have been really fun. But I don't know, maybe for next year. Some of Diamond Art Club's voting rounds I've noticed we might see releases from even 2 years in the future. So that's what helps me not give up hope on some of these. There were some releases, I think, even in the anniversary drop or one of the weekends around the anniversary drop that were from like February of 2023 voting rounds. I keep screenshots of the kits that I voted for. I started doing that, I think, at the end of 2022 or beginning of 2023, maybe. No. Sorry, it was February 2024. I started taking screenshots, I think, mid 2023 or beginning 2023. So anyway, that's how I know ish when it was in voting. So anyway, but yeah, I have a couple other kits in mind I would like to kit up and work on. I just need to film the unboxings for them first. I have a pressed and placed hand charted kit I would love to work on. I have a lettuce stitch kit that is huge that I might work on that would also work for a couple of spaces on my bingo card. So even though I only let a kit count for one space on my bingo card, like there are multiple possibilities. So I have plans, and I think I just need to be a little bit more patient and not get ahead of myself and kit up a bunch of giant projects. Speaking of giant projects on my bingo card, I think that I have finally landed on what I'm going to let sort of be a reward for getting a bingo on my bingo card. By the way, my bingo card is something I put together just for myself that kind of represented some different goals and ideas for things I wanted to work on this year when it comes to diamond painting. And I share updates on it in my month in review videos. And I've had people ask, like, oh, what do you get to do if you get a bingo? And I didn't have anything specific in mind, but I kind of have been noodling on it and going, what could I do to sort of celebrate getting a bingo? And I think I may have landed on what I want to do, and that's actually going ahead and ordering a new giant Josephine wall kit. And I think I already know which one I would like to get. That was kind of it. It was trying to decide which one I want to get, and like for sure. And do I want to do a comparison project? Like I have lots of ideas, and I've talked about some of them before, but I just wasn't feeling certain of it yet. And I'm feeling now a bit more certain. Adam's chair is very squeaky over there. So anyway, I think that'll, because I should I should hit at least 1 or 2 bingos when I go to do my June month in review. And we're also halfway through the year. So I just thought, okay, this is about the right time that I could go ahead and place this order. That's kind of what I have in mind. So I know you got some glare going on, but like this is all a purple fairy dust that's really pretty. And this next color we're going to do, I think it's just a plain... Ooh, I just smacked that really hard. Sorry, I was just fixing the focus and then smack the camera arm. This is just a plain dark blue diamond, but then I think the one after it is an iridescent. And this is flying by with all this color blocking, so you'll definitely get to see it. If I finish this whole section before the WIP and Chat's over, I'll just open up the next one. It's very possible given the amount of color. It's all color blocking. It's so nice. So yeah, anyway, I will keep you guys posted on if and when I do order that and when it comes in and kind of what I end up doing as far as a bigger project for that goes. So, yeah, that's kind of what I have in mind and kind of some updates overall on my WIPs and whatnot. I'm taking a quick look at my notes just because that's what I do. I write notes that I don't forget. I'm so incredibly forgetful. I have had a few videos go up this week. I had to take an unexpected day or two off because I wasn't feeling super great. I was so tired. And I think I just had maybe some kind of like stomach virus or something. I don't know. It was I was just wiped out. So I missed a couple of days there. And then I was able, though, to get my Summer with the Masters video filmed and posted for Saturday on schedule. And that was really interesting to go and do a little bit of a lore dive. If you enjoy story times of a sort, even if you're not participating in Summer with the Masters and you'd like to hear more about the mythology and the story behind Lamia by John William Waterhouse, you're welcome to go and check out the video I posted a couple of days ago. I had found a really, I thought, well done resource that broke down the John Keats poem that the artwork was based on. And it was so nice to have that all in one place, because often if I'm doing these lore dives, I'm trying to write up a script or at least an outline and trying to fill things in, just sort of with how I'm saying things. And I often feel very clunky about it and worried that I'm missing information or misreading information, because it's a lot of like checking a number of different sources and trying to research and stuff. And so it was really helpful to have this breakdown in a way from a source that, you know, also didn't look like it was AI at all. It seemed very like a human being had done this and stuff. And it seemed like it made sense and was relatively accurate. So I was glad I was able to work with that and share. And I just thought it was such an interesting story too. I feel like there are a lot of more popular and well-known mythological characters or folklore characters, and we know their stories well. They get retold in a number of different ways, but then there are some other characters that and figures that we just don't tend to hear quite as much about, but can still have really interesting stories that we can still learn and take something away from. So that's one of the things I've enjoyed most about things like Summer with the Masters or the Fairy Tales and Folklore event that Kate and I started this year. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a subject I'm really interested in and have enjoyed getting to share with you guys about. As far as kind of like other updates and life happenings, today was Father's Day, like we talked about. We went down to a restaurant partway down between where we live and where Adam's dad lives, and got to do lunch with him. Adam's mom is out of town at the moment, but it was really nice for us to be able to get together with his dad, and his sister came with her kids. We ended up going to a restaurant called BJ's, and it's kind of turned into a little bit of a tradition for us. It didn't start out intentionally that way, but sort of year over year, it kind of has turned into that. Before Adam's parents even lived out here, they would come out here for their summer vacation for usually at least a couple weeks each summer. And there was a BJ's in Laguna Beach where they would stay, near where they would stay. And so we would always walk and go to that one. And BJ's always did this promotion where they would give you a glass that would say like Father's Day and then the year and then, you know, BJ's Brewery or whatever the full name of the restaurant is. We kind of amassed a bit of a collection of these over the course of, I mean, it's been at least 10 years, and it got to a point where I just said to Adam, look, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but we're quite literally running out of space in our cabinet for these. We're gonna go ahead and let some of these go. Let's keep some of our favorites, but we're gonna declutter it a little bit, right? Right. And we were chuckling as we got handed our new glass today, and it was like one in, one out. Got to pick one that's gonna go. And Adam's dad, I think, was saying he has all of theirs still, which I think is so cute. But it was a good time. It's always a bit of an adventure going with the kids. My youngest, Micah, and one of my nephews in particular, they can just have some extra needs that can make it a little bit tricky to take them to places like public restaurants. We just kind of have to plan accordingly and be strategic about it, and also to a certain extent hope that the people around us are going to give at least some level of grace. And we thought, well, it's Father's Day for one. And then also when we got there, I swear it felt like at least a good third of the people in that restaurant were actually there to watch the World Cup. Now, I'm admittedly a very stereotypical American in that I don't follow the World Cup at all. I know it's like the biggest thing in sports in the rest of the world, but it's not a sport that I tend to get really excited about watching anyway. And so I'm really sorry. I don't know anything about who's playing or when or what. I don't know anything about anything, but I understand fully that it is like something that is huge for plenty of others. And I completely appreciate that. I respect it and all that. I'm just trying to over explain my ignorance. And we at first we were like, why are there so many people here in like jerseys? And then very quickly realized, oh, duh, World Cup. And they were really, really into it. There was a game just starting when we got there, and it was like there were very specific athletes that people were very, very excited for. And yeah, so that they were rowdier than our kids were by a mile. So we were fine, is really my point. Is I didn't need to worry about noise that our kids might be making because World Cup folks were just living their best lives, and they were good. So we had a really nice time. That was just our little lunch outing, and then we came back home. Adam grabbed a nap. I grabbed a little cat nap too, and then called my dad to wish him a happy Father's Day. My mom and dad are still settling in from their big cross-country move to Arizona, and unfortunately both got sick. So my mom came down with it first, and then my dad went down a few days ago, poor guy, and he is still feeling really, really under the weather. I feel so bad for them. I hope that they're going to be on the mend soon. It sounds like my mom was saying she does feel a lot better, but my dad is still down and out pretty hard, and that's gotta suck too. And like they're not totally established with new primary care physicians and all that stuff yet. Like, yeah, they could go to a urgent care, but it's not like you have a doctor that you know and knows you where you can just be like, hey, can you get me in for an appointment? And they know you. But hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping they're able to get situated with all that stuff soon. And we're planning to go out for a visit in a couple weeks that we're just all so looking forward to. Though I admit I'm not looking forward to the heat. I think my mom was saying it's been triple digits basically every day in Fahrenheit. And that's hot. That's really, really hot. I'm sitting here kind of grumpy and sweating in this like mid-high 80s weather. And I mean, we aren't as dry as Phoenix is, but we're not like crazy humid here either. Like it's hot, and it just is what it is. We just won't go outside except in like the mornings and evenings. It'll be great. So guys, we got this really pretty blue iridescent color we just got to place. I feel like one just dropped, but I don't see it. Like, we have such a pretty spread of special drills in this kit. I feel like DAC's rendering team was like, there's an opportunity for bling here. It's a rainbow. Let's go all out. And they did, and they took it, and I'm so glad that they did. Anyways, that was our Father's Day. Yesterday was pretty chill. We took it easy because we knew we had plans today, and I got some chores done around the house. It's been a productive week or two with getting things done around the house. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week, and most of last week's WIP and Chat was taken up by me answering those tag questions. But I was really, really productive with going through a bunch of the kids' toys and with them and figuring out stuff to take to donate and doing a lot of like deep cleaning. I've been trying to keep up with just general chores. It's like it's summer where all the kids are not at school. We're around a lot. Like, let's just try to keep the house as neat and tidy as we can. So yeah, just some basic chores done yesterday. We've also had a little bit more of a full week this week with dog sitting, or a friend's dog, Watson. They're in Canada, and they've been gone for, I mean, they dropped him off last Monday morning. So, and they get back in a day or two. So we're going to have had Watson for over a week. And I think it's really good for our dog Scout as far as socialization goes. They get along really, really, really well. Scout always wants to play. He has major little brother energy, both with our cat Skip and with our friend's dog Watson. Watson is a bit smaller than Scout is, but Scout's just like a goofy little goober who just is like, play with me. He will like literally, he does this to our cat too. He'll poke Watson in the face and be like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr," try to get him to play. And Watson will sometimes, but Watson is generally, he's 6 years old. And he's like a cute little white fluffy lap dog, and he does like to play, but he's not. Scout has another level of energy than I think a lot of pets do, and so he's not quite on Scout's level, but they still find fun ways to play and to kind of hassle each other a little bit. They're, like I said, really, really cute, and they do get along really well. And I've been up to lots of shenanigans. Watson isn't like a crate trained dog, and so whereas Scout is, just for a variety of reasons. And Scout actually really likes his crate for nighttime and stuff. He goes right in and he's happy having his little den. But Watson sleeps like on the bed with us, and our poor cat Skip, he's not at all thrown by Watson generally. We joke that he's more comfortable with Watson, like with other animals in general, than he is with people. Like if we have people over that Skip doesn't know, he's much more likely to go and hide under our bed and take a while to warm up. But our friends dropped off Watson, and basically immediately Skip was out and was like, "Oh, it's you again." You know, he just was completely unfazed. But he's really used to Scout, so that doesn't surprise me. But Skip likes to sleep in our bed with us too. But this is the one time that it does seem like he's slightly thrown off by Watson. It's like he goes to hop on the bed with us and sees Watson there and is like, I don't know about this, guys. So we tried to like talk him through it and, you know, coax him up there and make him feel comfortable. And he got up there real briefly. And I was like, no, and hop back down. Speaking of cat shenanigans, we have still been following along with updates on Rue, and we now basically have our daily videos we watch from both Rue's original foster mom, which is Rosie and the Shelter Pups. The person's name is Kayla, but like her account name is Rosie and the Shelter Pups. Rosie is her dog. And then the person that adopted Rue, which is Victoria, and her account is Cat Yapper. And they're both foster pets, or foster pet owners. And so they both post updates regularly with their latest fosters. Oh no, fresh putty and ABs. This was a terrible idea. I might grab a pen that has dirtier putty, because this is still relatively fresh, and multi-placing ABs is not going to go well. Okay, I think this is sturdy enough. Let me see. Okay, let's try it real quick. Good enough? I think good enough. Okay. So we've been watching them, and our favorite is that Kayla has a litter of spicy kittens, and they're so much fun to watch. The orange kitten is the most orange cat behavior you've ever seen in your life. He's just a little stereotype. And I don't know, I'm very much a cat and a dog person, and I feel like until recently didn't really grasp just how many personality traits I swear are so common to be similar based on color. Like stereotypical orange cat behavior, stereotypical even just like tuxedo cat behavior. And our last cat who passed over a year ago now, Dolce. She was a Lynx Point Siamese, and I also had a Lynx Point Siamese growing up. And they both had really similarly quirky behavior, as in had similar quirks. And we had an orange cat too for like over 10 years. And he was a very stereotypical orange cat. So it's just so funny to me to see that there are these characteristics that are so similar based on color or breed, I guess. But you know what I mean. I think just Skip has been one of the most chill and affectionate cats that I've ever had. And I know that that's not obviously like a guaranteed thing, but it has certainly made me feel like I will be team Void Kitty or team Tuxedo for life. Like he's just been the best cat for our family. Like very much just, I don't know. I kind of feel like you have the pets that you need for the phase of life that you're in. And so maybe that's why I have just a lot of extra attachment to Skip and for what Skip is for our family right now. It's fine, Adam. Just open the pop can. I know. I nice. Appreciate you. You're so sweet.
Sorry, husband noises incoming.
It's a WIP and Chat. It's relaxed. It's fine. That was very sweet of you. You get 100% credit for being willing to walk away to open that pop can, but you don't have to. How's your show?
It is very funny. I'm trying not to giggle too much.
It's fine. You're allowed to find joy and express joy.
Thank you. I appreciate your permission.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so if you guys are looking for just some wholesome social media content, highly recommend finding some sweet animal foster parents to watch that share updates. It's also, I feel like, really informative. Connor's been asking and like really interesting questions, and it's been kind of a good learning experience, I feel like, for him. And he said something tonight about like, oh, should we foster a cat sometime? And I just thought, well, buddy, the thing with fostering is, and I was trying to explain, you kind of need specific kinds of space, and just it needs to be sort of the right fit for your family and for where you're at. And I said maybe someday we'd be able to do something like that, but for right now, I said we just don't really have the space for it. And I said Scout can be kind of a rambunctious dog too, and that might not always be the right fit for certain cats or certain other pets. I said, but I don't know, maybe someday, buddy. I didn't say it outright to him as much, but in my mind, I'm like, we just have so much going on right now, like in terms of life and like personal circumstances that would just like, I'm about at capacity. I'm at capacity. There's stuff that is constantly slipping through the cracks that I kick myself about and beat myself up about, and I'm always trying to find like a better structure and routine to it, so that I'm missing as little as possible, with mixed results. And yeah, no, like voluntarily adding on something like fostering pets would just, there's no way. I know I'm not great about knowing my limits, but I know that would be too much. Okay, so we have this it looks almost brownish when you look at it in the tray, but it definitely reads as orange when you see it next to the other colors, that orange AB. It's so funny. Like the glue is really sticky, like when you put your finger in it, but like if I skate my finger over it, it feels like just glass. It's super slippery. I've been like over analyzing glue stuff lately, it feels like. I'm getting like a lot of interesting comments about it, and I don't even know where to start. I have run into some glue issues, and other times I'm trying to find glue issues, and I'm not experiencing them, even though I'm hearing from others that are, and all I can do is what I can do with what I have, and I'm trying, you guys. I promise I'm trying. And that's a whole other thing, and I'm not trying to be weirdly like passive about it. It's a weird night. Okay, let's grab another color. Let's keep going. So, okay, Father's Day, dog sitting, productive days. Our anniversary is coming up. That also is the thing that's coming up. Yeah, end of June is Adam and I's wedding anniversary. We're going to hit 16 years. It's really easy for us to remember how, like, where our wedding anniversary, where we're at as far as how many years we've been married, because we got married in 2010. And so it's like, yay, easy math. I can't tell you how old I am without having to do crazy math, but wedding anniversary is easy. So yes, 16 years. For Doctor Who fans, we got married on the same exact day to the year that Amy and Rory Pond did. I bring it up every year because I just think it's a fun little factoid. Even if no one else thinks it's a fun little factoid. And Doctor Who is like not something that I feel like many people are even in that fandom anymore. Heck, I didn't watch the couple most recent seasons of Doctor Who, and I saw that it is basically on, like, they didn't cancel the show, but it's basically on pause while they figure out whatever the heck they're doing. Like, Russell T Davies is out. It just is kind of, they don't know what's happening with it now. Like, Disney Plus dropped their like contract. I don't know. So who knows what's happening. I would like to get back into it at some point, but the point of this was I think it's cute that we share a wedding anniversary with Amy and Rory. And 16 years. So Adam's parents offered to come up and watch the kids. We have something going on our actual anniversary. There's a reason we couldn't do it, or that like the next day, the Saturday, worked better. So I think that that's what we're going to do instead, is go out, probably just, I don't know, maybe see a movie, like do it on the super, super, super cheap, because, you know, budget stuff right now. But yeah, we're going to do a little something where we can get out and just go out, the two of us, and that'll be nice to be able to do it. Adam's parents are so sweet to come up and help out with that. So, yeah, that's coming up this week. And summer school starts for Micah this week, like I mentioned, so that'll be good. He's excited to get to ride the bus. And my to-do list is a mile long. This summer is not a summer break for me. It's a summer get stuff done. This week, like I said, was really productive. I took care of some red tape related to our insurance that is just a huge, huge load off my chest. We just have a lot of different specialist appointments on the books, both for ourselves and for the kids. And it just, yeah, I was just really worried that our insurance was going to go a little sideways, but we're good. Can breathe. And yeah, just really trying to make tracks towards figuring out various things. I've been doing physical therapy for my shoulder. I really like the physical therapist I've been seeing, and she kind of specializes, I guess, in shoulder injuries. And she's at this point, she's like, even though there's some things about it that didn't present exactly how you'd expect, she's really suspecting frozen shoulder as what I'm dealing with. And she's been taking a lot of measurements as we go along, so we can have some concrete data to look at as far as, like, am I improving? Are things going better? And I have definitely had notable improvement in terms of range of motion and pain levels based on things that were triggering pain since I started a couple months ago. And we have a few more sessions left, and like, I don't know if the second to last or the last session is when we'll discuss for sure if she wants to refer out to orthopedic, or if she's going to suggest seeing if we get insurance to approve some more physical therapy. I'm not totally sure. And I appreciate that I don't feel like she's pushing any one thing super hard. And she's not overly focused on trying to determine, like, is it frozen shoulder? Is it something else? She's really trying to look at it as, okay, where are the deficiencies? Like, what is causing pain, or where's the restricted or the limited range of motion, and how can we address those things? I don't know if maybe a physical therapist can't make an official diagnosis. Like, that would have to come from orthopedic. I don't know. But I'm glad things have been improving, but just messed this up. But it's still frustrating to have limited range of motion. It's my right shoulder, and like, I can still barely, like, I can at least get my hand a tiny bit behind my back, where I couldn't even do that much before. But it's, yeah, it's so limited. And I can't even, like, when I go to put on deodorant, like, just trying to even lift up my right arm to do that it's painful. It's really awkward. So we're working on it, and I'm trying to be good about doing my exercises at home with mixed luck because life has been kicking my butt lately, but it's baby steps. It's progress. And yeah, so had that going on, and it's been, I think, helping a bit. Anyway, let's see. As far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, I finished Oathbringer. It was so freaking good, you guys. I don't think I had finished it. Did I finish it before last week's WIP and Chat? I can't remember what we talked about. I'm sorry, and I can't remember the exact timing. But this is the third Stormlight Archive book from Brandon Sanderson, and the ending, the big like Act 3, the Sanderlanche, as many Sanderson fans call it, was truly, truly, truly epic. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I did not want to put it down, and I just am loving these books so much, and I'm so glad that I still have so much more left to read. There's at least a few more Stormlight Archive books. I have all of Mistborn Era 2. I have a handful of other novellas, so thankfully there is still plenty more to go. And it's just a world and characters that I'm thoroughly enjoying immersing myself in. I feel like, I know I've talked about this before, but if I can sell anyone on trying reading these books, then great, because I'm so glad that I had friends share about why they loved these books and how it made me interested in trying them, and I'm so glad that I did. But there's just this really refreshing lack of stereotypical characters. There's just these really, they feel so very real. They feel so very human, dealing with very human kinds of struggles. They're not perfect at all. And it explores those kinds of themes instead of just trying to bury them or tie them off with like a neat little bow. And it's not like, oh, now this person is fixed and now they never deal with this particular struggle anymore. Like, it's just, there's exploration of characters that are not able-bodied. There's exploration of characters that are all across the spectrum of like neurodivergencies, or like it explores even just sort of, I'm trying to think of good ways to put it, different cultures and sort of expectations for different, even like, oh, this is very much a patriarchal society or not, or I don't know. It just is so interesting, and it's not overly intellectual and above your head either. It's very accessible to read. I'm really bad at putting this into words. They're big, beefy books, yes, and they're not for everybody, and that's okay. I don't know what this particular sort of high fantasy style of book would necessarily have always been my taste. I've always been a fantasy reader, but like I tried reading the first couple of Wheel of Time books when I was in high school, and it was just too much. It was not for me, but, and this, I don't know why, this just seems like it's kind of similar to that maybe, but yeah, they're just, I'm enjoying them a lot. So that's all. That's my sales pitch. I'm done for now. Next up is a novella that is available on Libby for me to check out with no wait. So I, as an ebook, not on Audible, and I don't want to use an Audible credit on this novella. So I think I'm going to check out the ebook and just read it that way. That's my plan. Anyway. Watching. I finally started season 2 of The Sandman a few days ago. I really, really loved the first season of The Sandman, and a little bit in a slightly self-indulgent way. Like, you really gotta like a emo brooding protagonist to like this show, I feel like. And it can get like a little bit heavy or dark sometimes, but it took me a while to get around to watching season 2, and I was feeling like I was ready to start a TV show. Kind of tired of of YouTube. This happens. I just go through phases. Like, okay, I want to read a book. Now I'm kind of ready to take a little break from reading books while I diamond paint. Okay, let's do YouTube. Okay, now I'm tired of YouTube. Let's watch a show. But it had been a while since I'd wanted to watch a show. And so I thought, let me just try it. The first episode, I was kind of feeling a little meh on it. But now I think, on episode 8. And I'm into it. Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm intrigued to see where the story goes. And I know that this is the last. They canceled it after this season. And I think they knew that going into this was going to be the last season. So I'm hoping that means that there's a good amount of closure, knock on wood. Don't put any spoilers in the comments. You guys know. You're good about that. But, yeah, you gotta like a brooding character and, some of those like heavier emo vibes sometimes. But it's good. And it does explore a lot more, I feel like, of the parallels in terms of mythological characters and themes in this season. I don't think that's a spoiler to say. Because, we've seen some of them in season 1. And that has been really interesting to see them dive into and explore too. So I'm having a good time. And then listening to, I don't really have anything super exciting on this front. When we drove down, we were in the car for like half an hour to get down to where we were meeting Adam's dad. And I chuckled and said, I never know what the Spotify algorithm is going to spit out at us. So let's just put this on and see. And it was giving us like early 2000s music. And, it was so funny. It pops up on my little like car screen, what the name of the song is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My car's like 10 years old. But it pops up on there sometimes what the name of it is. And Micah loves to see it and read it. And earlier he was like, oops, I did it again. And I was like, oh my gosh, Brittany is here. And we just were chuckling listening to it. I was like, this is my high school days are just coming right back to me here. So yeah, no, nothing super exciting on this front. I have friends that are really pushing me to listen to the musical Epic. I feel like I'm not even a real mythology fan because I haven't listened to this yet, but it's on my list. If I haven't listened to it by the Diamond Painting Retreat next month, maybe we'll do a listening party there. I don't know. And then what I've got coming up this week, like I mentioned, I have a little bit of a backlog in terms of kits that I need to unbox. Some of them are time sensitive, so you'll see that kind of stuff go up. And then I have some post reviews I'd like to get up. And I haven't forgotten about some different diamond painting, like how-tos and sort of other ideas I've been mulling over. But I admit that I've a little bit been taken over by some of these other videos. So I want to make time and space to do those how-tos, tutorials, big post reviews like of my cross-stitch conversion project that I finished almost 2 years ago. Stuff like that. I would like to get to those at some point. We'll see. But let's see if you made it all the way to the end of this video, because I think we're going to call it about here. Yeah, it's almost the 1 hour mark. That worked out. I did not quite finish this section like I thought I might, but we got a nice chunk in. You can see the different iridescents and some of the other special drills in this section. This was just this color palette, the color blocking. This is what I needed after working on my custom that's just all confetti and much more like dour color palette. Okay, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I know we've done a rainbow emoji before, so there's not a cloud in this particular section, but the artwork has some pretty puffy clouds in it. So a cloud emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video and are not already subscribed and want to see more from me, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. Let me know how you were doing in the comments, what you were up to, what you were working on, anything else you feel like sharing. And yeah, I always enjoy getting to spend some time with you guys. Thank you for joining me for these weekly WIP and Chats. I will have my WIP and Chat playlist linked in the description box below, along with all of these shops that you got to see today. And if you want more WIP and Chat style content. I have the WIP and Chat playlist goes back almost 6 years now. So lots of stuff there if you just want to put it on, hit play, have some company while you're crafting and not have to worry about trying to pick your next video. But anyway, everything worked well as far as products go today, you guys. Nothing to report. These are all shops that I'm pretty well familiar with at this point. So yeah, pretty consistent experience with these, but hope you guys are doing great. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you again for being here with me today. Happy crafting, my friends, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.